All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Darklegend or Crust, and I'm here
Yes.
with.
Savage Acorn,
And,
aka McGinnis.
and we're also having a special guest of Bernie Sanders. So congratulate him. No, I'm just kidding. That's John.
2016, y'all. So let's
Okay, so feel the burn. No. So tonight's topic. This is another TMFIA review over the latest Walking Dead episode, and tonight's was Season 6, Episode 8, mid-season finale. It is currently November 29th, 2015, 9:30 p.m., and, you know what? I'm going to start out by saying this. Savage said it earlier. Oh, man, I wasn't really a fan of today's episode. Savage, what would you say about it?
It was quite possibly the worst mid-season finale the show has had since its inception in 2010. Quite possibly the worst.
Oh my God, why?
Simply because there was no massive. If we're going to, are we going to spoiler territory right quick or no?
We can do anything.
Okay, so as of right now, I'm going to spoilers. Turn away right now if you don't want to hear anything. But
Oh yeah, spoiler, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. This is your time now to stop listening if you haven't seen the episode. Season 6, Episode 8, mid-season finale. If you haven't seen it, turn off now. But if you have, then keep listening.
all right. There's no major character death other than Diana, whose death is heavily implied and shown, and not even shown, which I think they could have done. I mean, they've done a lot to try and give you a better feel of Diana's character, but they did it in the episode in which her death is, right there at the door. Glenn and Enid finally make it to the walls to finally see they're broken in. He gets one glimpse of Maggie, that's it. Carol and Morgan have a standoff. Both of them get knocked out by the X-Pac looking dude. Shoot, what's his name? The leader of the Wolves. And he kidnaps the nurse chick and takes her outside to an unknown fate. Then the rest of our survivors head out wearing zombie guts, and then that's pretty much it. The mid-season finale wasn't too much to write about. Deanna's death was the only noteworthy thing. That's pretty much it. You won't be
Yeah,
missing anything if you
I
didn't
feel
watch.
like I feel like this episode was more of a filler than an actual finale. I mean, if I feel like if they were going to do a mid-season finale, they probably should have made it an hour and a half long instead of just an hour. But they decided to make it an hour long, and they packed so much information into it that they didn't have time to get really much any good detail. I mean, yeah, they had some good detail. Okay, let me just give you a real quick rundown. What happened was, at the beginning of the episode, if you guys remember at the end of last episode, the tower fell into the wall, and a bunch of walkers got in. Well, that whole herd started getting in. While they were running away, Deanna fell on some wood cutting stuff and cut her side and her leg. During that time, she didn't really tell anybody, but she did get bit, unfortunately. And Rick and everybody else carry themselves into a house,
Jesse's house, by the way.
Jesse's house. They all ran upstairs. Jesse's son, what was his name?
I can't remember those kids' name for the life.
Sam. It was Sam.
Which one? Sam's the small one, right? Okay, yeah, the one with
Yeah,
Carol.
Sam's a small one. Sam is the small one with the gay haircut. But anyway, he starts freaking out and kind of just hides in his room. Then it goes over to Carol and Morgan and what happened there. So Carol and Morgan, they're in the same area, so they start running around together. Carol trips over Ron's bullets that he kind of just dropped all over the floor, or the ground on the sidewalk. She falls
What's
and
that
apparently
really fragile fee if you trip over some bullet
gets
shells?
yeah, I have no clue. But she gets a concussion from that, and they go into Morgan's house where the wolf is, and the nurse Denise. So they're kind of just hiding out there. So they're in the house. They're kind of just hiding. Ron kind of leads Carl into the garage, and
He tries to mice and men Carl.
pretty much he starts talking about Rick and how he was a killer, and then I am not remembering names tonight. Carl kind of just puts it back to him, and he's like, "Hey, well, your dad was also a killer and an asshole." Then goes on this philosophy trip and is like, "We're all gonna die," and then locks the door on Carl and starts fucking. He pulls a gun on him, and Carl tackles him, and Ron shoves him up against the door with windows and breaks the window, so all the zombies hear it. They start coming towards him and finally get away. Rick finally gets in with Jesse, and while they're barricading the door because all the zombies got in through that door that had the windows, they all get back inside, and Rick asks what happened. Stupid of Carl, but he lied about it, and he said, "Oh no, we were fighting the walkers, blah blah blah. We weren't yelling at each other. We were just fighting the walkers." That was very dumb. Anyway, they go into a separate room, and Carl pulls a gun on Ron and says, "Give me the gun," blah blah blah. That whole shit happens, calls his dad an asshole. Moving forward, they find out that that Deanne was bitten, unfortunately, and they're all upstairs, and they start barricading the lower area, and all the zombies get in from two different doors to the downstairs area, and they start coming in. So they all run upstairs and kind of barricade themselves in with a couch. Deanne.
And she actually seems like she was decaying, really not decaying, but her health seemed to be degrading pretty fast. I don't know why, but I figured the infection would take a few hours. It seems as though it happened throughout the progression of about 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. It's like, I feel like she was sick before the whole thing happened, because if you notice that, like, she was kind of pale throughout the whole last couple episodes of the series, and
that's true, but then again, you look at everybody, they all look kind of freaking pale. Morgan looked pale, for goodness sake. I don't know why. Carol looked like she was sweating bullets. Whatchamacallit. Yeah, she was sweating bullets for a moment there when we first saw Carl. I mean, not Carl. Carol, I thought she was bitten. She was sweating up a storm, and her eyes were bloodshot. Like, okay. So, yeah, there's nothing at all noteworthy in this episode. You might as well have just kept to see. If you really wanted to make a mid-season finale, keep last week's episode and this week's episode and put them together.
yes, I completely agree to that. Moving on from that, yeah, that was kind of odd. I kind of noticed that too. Her health was deteriorating faster than normal. But moving on, the group decides that they need to get out, so they bring up two walkers and they cut them open, and they're like, "Okay, we're gonna rub all their guts all over us so that we can get out," and they do. They start walking down. But moving on back to Morgan and Carol and the wolf guy, and
Did you notice that all those zombies' guts seem very fresh?
yeah,
I don't know
think
why.
it's
If it's 2 years and they're, the zombies are out there, granted, we really don't know what the zombies were or who they were at the time. They could have just died. But given the fact that they just tear their skins all pale and they're, bleeding everywhere and whatnot, dry bloods everywhere, they tear them open and they're as healthy as a human.
I wouldn't really call them healthy. I mean, yeah, if you're gonna cut open a body,
red. Their blood was perfectly red. Their organs looked nice and fresh. Yeah, the blood was really wet. Yeah, they looked pretty healthy to me. They looked like they just died, but even though the skin was incredibly pale. Yeah, that's one thing I noticed with those zombies, but other than that, nothing really noteworthy.
yeah. So they cover themselves. Sam is a little bit reluctant, obviously, because he thinks they're monsters and doesn't really realize what they actually are. But anyway, everybody gets their bodies covered in blood. They leave Deanne to supposedly kill herself because she has a gun.
I mean, she was supposed to. Her and Michonne got a pretty nice relationship going on towards the very end. Deanne had said that she, even at the end, did everything she wanted to do and did it her way, and she wanted to do it to the end. So she wants to off herself, and she tells Michonne before she leaves to find something you want in life and then take it. So after that, they go downstairs, dress up in zombie guts, they leave. and then the zombies file their way upstairs. Deanne somehow gets super strength from the sun, like a Kryptonian, gets up, has perfect aim, kills several zombies before screaming into the face of another horde of them, and then seemingly getting devoured by them because we don't see them. All we
Pretty
see
much.
Rick Carl's and everyone's horrified faces as what they assume or hear is Diane being torn apart.
Yeah.
Like, she just turned into a freaking athletic monster. She just got up, went, perfect aim, fire, shoot, kill several of them. I never would have thought.
I never would have thought that either. I thought she was just gonna kill herself, but I don't know. I'm not super surprised because she is kind of strong in that way. But moving on, going back to Carol and Morgan, as Savage said earlier, they dropped. They both got knocked out from the wolf. What happened was Morgan and Carol kind of having this standoff, and Carol kind of made Morgan kind of made the first move and hit the knife out of her hand, and then Carol hit him or something. Okay. So they start fighting. Carol, it was kind of risky with me. Morgan kind of body slams her into the ground.
Floor and gives her a double concussion.
Pretty much. I'm not sure if she's dead or unconscious. I really hope she's just unconscious.
She's not dead. She's not. She'll be fine. It would be horrible to see Morgan on the wiki says killed by Morgan who chokeslams her to the ground. That would be awful.
It was a weird one, but unfortunately, the wolf behind him picks up his staff and hits him over the head with it and knocks him out.
Which makes Morgan look like an idiot and puts an end to all of Morgan's credibility and makes him look like a psycho idiot.
Very true, very true. He gets free, takes Denise after. Who were the three people that got there? Eugene,
Rosita, and Eugene, Tara.
Tara.
And the women coming with this on, and Superman Eugene, who knows how to pick locks, by the way, is which is a part of my skill set, and goes in and they rescue them. But here's another thing that I had a problem with the episode. They really need to spend 5 minutes, almost 10 minutes, of Rosita, Tara, and Eugene talking in a room. Did we really need that?
Probably not, no.
You know, it was so stupid. I felt like, okay, I'm trying to be into the episode. Something big's gonna happen. Big character deaths are gonna happen. But nah, people are just gonna talk, sit around, and that's pretty much it. And one person's gonna die who people barely have a fan base around, which is Deanne. Or Diane, however you prefer to say the name. But
I actually liked her, though. She was kind of cool. But,
liked her more in this episode than I did in the rest of the entire season.
Yeah, I could see that. So they move on from that. And then moving on to the very, very end of the episode. Because that's kind of it after the wolf and Denise escaped. I wouldn't say Denise escaped. He kind of held her hostage so he could get out. Moving on to the very end of the episode. After they hear Deanne's scream, they all hold hands. This is the original group, by the way, with Rick and Carl and everybody. But they start walking down the stairs, and Sam, like a fucking idiot, starts yelling, "Mom! Mom!" and just fucking ends there. And I was like, "Oh, you gotta be... what? No, fucking...
It turns into Sopranos and just blacks out. It turns into that Sopranos finale and just turns off. It's over.
Oh, so mad.
But I got spoilers for what was supposed to happen. So I was banking on that stuff to happen, but as it seems right now, I'm pretty sure what the spoilers I got are going to happen at this point. Unless people who got free screenings or somehow know are going to... I don't know how they saw it, but I'm pretty sure they're right in the predictions because, for the most part, every single spoiler for The Walking Dead has been correct. Every single spoiler. There hasn't been one spoiler the whole series that hasn't been correct. So I can't wait until February. Thank goodness everyone, February, who can't wait to see the spoilers go down.
Is that
But
when it
people are
comes
going to
back
be,
on? February?
yeah, yeah, that's when it always come back on from break is
Nice.
February. But 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 hey, that's you're going to be really excited at what happens if that's if you like Carl and you like Rick. You'll be pleasantly surprised. But yeah, that's this season. Mid-season finale wasn't that great at all. If you compare it to the mid-season finale of season 4, you'd be horribly wrong. You can't compare the two. You
I
couldn't compare the
remember.
two at all. That was season 4 was the governor, right? When the governor came and did what he did, the attack, right, on the prison, and everyone had to leave. That was the mid-season finale for
That's when
season.
he killed Herschel, I believe.
Yeah, that one, that one. That was probably one of the best episodes of all time, let alone the best season finale, mid-season finale of all time. But yeah, this was pale to comparison compared to the entire season, which, quite frankly, had some of the best episodes of the entire series jam-packed into the season half. Probably the best pairings of all time, I say, in this season. With the exception of the Morgan episode, which was okay, it was good, and the exception of last week's episode, which was the Glenn survival, but that was the only thing that saved it from being one of the worst in Glenn survival. But other than that, this was a bad episode compared to the rest of the season. Probably the worst of them all, quite possibly among the worst in the series.
Mm.
Quite possibly one of the worst. I know it kind of seemed pretty harsh to give it that low of a score, but when you compare them to the majority of all the other episodes, this felt like a season 2 episode. This felt really bad, especially for a mid-season finale when our hopes are up. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The episode sucked. You would have done better by waiting another hour to watch Into the Badlands. But yeah, I can't wait to see what Talking Dead have to say about it, even though I'm not going to watch it. But yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of. It was more of a cliffhanger than it needed to be, but it already happened, so can't change it, unfortunately. But I mean, it was good enough to. I don't even want to say that. It wasn't really good enough to leave me off until February, but thanks anyway.
It didn't
No,
feel
but
like a mid-season finale. It felt like an episode leading into a next week's episode.
oh,
That's what it really felt like. It did feel like a cliffhanger, but only to the extent of, okay, I can't wait until next week to see it. It didn't give me that, oh man, I can't wait until February. It did like, really, seriously, that's it? It almost kind of made you not care. And even then, there's really, as good as this season was, they really haven't given you enough to make you want to come back to see for the mid-season, for the rest of the next season, for the end half of the season. There wasn't really that much big of a cliffhanger. You know Rick's not going to die. You know Carl isn't going to die. You really don't. You know Michonne's not going to die. So pretty much out of that group, you couldn't care less about the other 3 people. You know Glenn and Enid are probably going to make it. The only questionable thing is Maggie. She's on top of that giant wooden scaffold that doesn't look all that safe. But other than that, you have Abraham and Sasha still on their way, and Daryl on their way to Alexandria. You still had them on their way. And by the way, I figured out the person confirmed on the walkie-talkie from last week who said help, or the week before that said help, was not Glenn. In fact, it was actually Eugene.
yeah.
Which I
Yeah.
think was a massive letdown for some people, but
That
it
was a
doesn't really
massive
matter.
letdown for me.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter to some people now because they already know Glenn's alive. And where is Glenn's walkie-talkie, by the way? I guess he
Yeah.
dropped it or something. I don't know.
I have no clue. But
But yeah, what were your overall feelings for this episode? What did it make you feel like? Did it excite you? Did it disappoint you? Did it make you want to cry or like, "Arr," or throw something, a remote at the TV? Did it invoke your emotions that much?
Not really. I was kind of hoping for a bit more. I wanted Maggie and Glenn to reunite. I wanted Ron to die. I wanted Sam to die. I wanted. I know that kind of sounds horrible, considering that both of Jesse's children would have died. But it sucks to suck if both your children's are fuck faces.
Pretty much. I can't.
Um,
I hope Enid passes away, even though I know that's not going to happen.
Unfortunately,
There's too much of a Wait, say what you're going to say, right quick. You can say that.
I have no clue.
Yeah, the shipping with Enid and Carl, people want to see that too much, so they're not going to kill her off. They're not going to kill her off before they can ship her with Carl, especially with Glenn shouting at her all these new ideas and whatnot to make her change. So they're probably going to flesh out her character a lot more with that stuff and have her and Carl's idea clash, and they argue, and they have intercourse, even though they're underage. Which I'm pretty sure you're going to see. Anyway,
I have mutual feelings about the episode, whereas I have negative and positive, but it was the positive kind of outweigh the negative in the way that it's good enough to hold me over until February, but I wanted more. Of course, everybody does, but let's talk about what we want to see next mid-season in February. What are you hoping to see?
I hope to see Jesse's entire family get slaughtered because I don't care about any of them.
Oh shit. Fuck.
I don't want, as much as it seems, I don't want Enid to die now, like I did last week, simply because Glenn gave her a new outlook on life. Because the current outlook she had was like, okay, I'm going to run each time, and I'm going to annoy people and just leave and let them die. That was her mentality last week, and now this week her mentality is, okay, let's go and save the people.
Wait, you want an entire family to get murdered?
Not murdered, just devoured. I mean, because the zombie can't commit crimes. Like, can a tiger really murder someone?
Okay.
Can they commit the crime? But yeah, the zombies, I can't wait today. I hope they devour the rest of them. And Carl Rickham has shown, just by the grace of luck, make it out. Which I don't see how they're going to do, but yeah, go ahead. Whatever. I don't care about Jessie and her family.
You think we'll ever get skeleton zombies?
I hope so. They do the freaking knee bone thing, the knee bone dance thing, like in the spooky, scary skeleton video. I hope they do that. Because the closest thing we got to skeletal zombies were the ones that we had seen in the sewer from 2-3 weeks ago. Those were the gnarliest zombies I've probably ever seen, besides the ones that were in... Was Bob 2 seasons ago, or was he in season... Yeah, was that 2 seasons ago, where they were at the church and Bob got bit?
No, that was last season.
That was last season, where they went to the shelter food pantry.
Yeah.
Like the water, there was like a little flood, and then some bony, disgusting water zombies came out, which were gnarly and disgusting. Which were so gnarly and disgusting, by the way, they had to actually use puppets because they couldn't make a human look that bad.
Personally,
man, huh?
Yeah, I kind of like the look of the new zombies, and that's kind of that's one of the things I'm hoping to see next season. I'm kind of looking for a bit more detail in the zombies, I guess I could say, but
So you want to see them more skeleton then?
Pretty much, yeah.
I want to see Tarman make an appearance. We actually kind of got that 2-3 weeks ago, so we're good. We got that, I guess. See Tarman.
Yeah.
All we need.
Let's see. I kind of want to see a couple people die next.
Who do you want to see die or pass away gracefully?
Let's see. No, I don't want to see them die gracefully. I agree with you. I kind of want Jesse's whole family to get slaughtered, except Jesse. I like Jesse.
You don't like when the little kid begs Carol to bake him cookies?
No, because remember, Carol goes back and then scares the fuck out of him. But
She makes the goodness out of him.
yes.
Even though he's still a scared little kid who made no evolution at all since last season.
Okay, let's see. Ron used to die. Sam needs to die. Enid needs to die.
You don't think she's gonna make an evolution?
No.
And try and become
Nope.
like a Carl-like character? You don't think so?
No, I don't.
I mean, Glenn made her cry. That's a start. You can make a girl cry, that means you're actually making progress.
Is that how you run your relationship, Savage? No. So those three need to die. Morgan needs to die.
You think so?
I do.
You think his mileage from season 1 has run its course?
Yes, it's done. Morgan needs to die.
How so? Do you see him another character killing him, or do you want to see him get eaten?
I want to see another character wound him enough so that he gets eaten.
Oh wow.
I also want Eugene to die. He needs to go.
At this point, he's a liability.
That's why he needs to die.
Because
Shit.
Rosita, who I don't like, she's just another body who has a gun. What happened to all the other people? They didn't even show a lot of the other survivors from freaking what's it called? The like for example, they didn't show Deanne's son, her other son. They didn't show him at all. They didn't show the survivors from the other survivors from Alexandria at all. What happened to them?
They probably died.
Oh man, I really liked that Francine girl. I really liked her. I hope she didn't die.
Why did you like that girl, Savage?
I don't know. Some just resonated. We just
Guys made a connection because you made her cry.
exactly.
Oh,
You have
God.
to see. You have to do what Pete did. You have to strong arm them.
Oh boy.
Strong arm by show them how good.
No, you just fucked up, Hero.
Like show them how strong your muscles are. Like flex. That's what I meant.
Flex right into the throat. No, but I think that we need to bring up who we need to find out who Judith's real father is.
Shane gonna wake up. Shane gonna.
Those will develop soon. Don't worry.
Yeah, Shane's gonna wake up. They're gonna get Maury back if he's still alive. They're gonna do like you are the father, and think Rick's gonna dance and stuff like that.
No, they don't even need to do that. We just need to see if Judith's gonna rub her head or not.
You think he's gonna rub her head?
Yeah, that was like Shane's signature thing.
Oh yeah. She's gonna start.
Press triangle and he rubs his head. You know.
Okay, here's how you
Lots
know that's Rick's real daughter. She'll hold all of her guns downwards.
Very true.
Like she'll only have revolvers, have 1,000,000 shots in each of those revolvers, and not reload. That's how you know that would be Rick's daughter. If it's Shane,
Six shots? Ha! More like 6 million.
See? Exactly. That's exactly how Rick's gun works. You just hope and then the bullets show up. But yeah. If that's Shane's daughter, she'll start rubbing her head all over. But in the feminine way like Dana Brooke does, John, you already know how. She'll just start rubbing all over her body. Like that's how you know that's Shane's daughter.
Yeah. And then I want to see what happens with Sam, with him going like, Mom, Mom, at the end of the episode. I feel like he's going to die, and everybody else is going to be fine with it, including Jesse. She's just going to be like, oh, he was a shit son anyway, bye.
And I could tell you the spoilers. We could just say the spoilers right here on the video for people who don't are quote unquote spoilers that are never wrong.
Should we finish
Or
it then in the last couple?
Okay, we finish up the review, then we do that.
All right.
I mean,
Wrap up.
I'm actually kind of good with my review. That's all I really wanted to get out.
All right.
Savage, do you have anything else?
Well, nope. Unless you want those spoilers, then
Hang on, we'll do our plugs. Then anyone who stays after too long will suffer the spoilers.
all right. So
All right, well, guys, you know where to find us. You can go on twitch.tv/TMFIA games for our streams. I was going to say like a bi-daily or bi-weekly, but we're kind of random. Go on twitch.tv/TMFIA games for our streams. You can go to our Twitter. Mine is @ChrisNilson2. Go ahead, plug yours, guys.
you go first, John.
My Twitter handle is @97JohnnyBoy.
And my Twitter handle, which I never use, I will probably never use it unless I actually start to get, I get a stronger work ethic. It's Twitter. My Twitter handle is DragonTamer109. And
Yep.
I may post whenever I feel like it. For the most part, we'll probably never be never.
Yep. Also, go check out at TMFIA Games for our very comical tweets and our reminders on when we're streaming. Go to make sure to go look up our YouTube channels. Mine is Darklegend X1. John is
All the links will be in the description.
yes. Just go look at the description. Find our shit. Go watch it. Go love it. Like it. Yep. Smash the like button if you like this video.
And yeah, this was a horrible episode. A 4 out of 10. It was horrible. Don't watch it.
Not this review, the Walking Dead episode.
Yeah, the Walking Dead episode was awful. It was horrible.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Comment, guys, if Savage is being too harsh, or comment if Chris is just giving it too much ease.
Chris versus Savage.
All right, let's hear them spoilers. Chris, if you want to save yourself, I'd get out of here.
Wait. Spoilers as in, like, you read it in the comics? Or...
No, it was from a lot of sites actually that spoke about these spoilers that are what were supposed to happen in the next, in the continuation of them walking out of the house.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm going to see you guys later.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Thanks for doing the show, Chris. And
Yep, see ya.
See ya in February.
Yep. See ya.
All right, Savage.
Batman, Superman saved them.
Hit those, Alright, hit me up with the spoilers.
Alright, you ready?
Yep.
Alright, when they walk out of the house, the zombies say, alright, we hear this kid screaming, so we're gonna bite his arm and then eat him. So then they jump on him, they all start eating him up, and then Jesse won't let him go. She's like, no, I gotta save my son. And then Rick is like, let him go, let Carl go. And then she's like, no, I gotta save my son. And then she keeps holding on to Carl, and then Rick's like, screw this. So he takes his hacksaw or whatever, not his hacksaw, but his axe machete thing. He cuts her arm off. He cuts Jesse's arm off, and then she falls into the zombies, and they start eating both of them. And then their son Ron, the other one, the one who keeps like trying to attack Carl, he's like, how dare you? And then he takes a gun. He takes Carl's gun from out of his back pocket, and then he tried to shoot Rick, but then Carl gets in the way and gets shot in the face. Or in the eye. And then he loses his eye. Then right as soon as that happens, Michonne's like, and she chops Ron's head off. Clean off.
No one even heard me.
I don't know if she chops his head off. Don't quote me. I don't know if she chops his head off because of all the spoilers that says she kills him. So I don't know how she could stab him through the chest or anything. So I'm not.
Thank you for the spoilers, and apologies to anyone who heard those, and you didn't want to, but you suffered the consequences if you stayed too much. But Savage, is that everything you got Walking Dead related?
Yep. If you're a Walking Dead diehard, you'll probably enjoy the episode. But for the most part, I've enjoyed The Walking Dead ever since season 1, and even played a majority of the video game, both season 1 and 2. In all my experiences, this was probably one of the worst experiences. So, yeah.
Is it worse than Survival Instinct?
No. Survival Instinct with the lowest you can go. If something's really, really bad, I'll call it Survival Instinct.
Alright. That makes sense. We'll go 10 out of 10 to Survival Instinct. That'll be the worst of the worst. Alright, but thanks everybody for coming out, and we'll see you guys when we return in February. And have a great, great winter.
Bye.